Alright guys, the entire market looked like it was rallying, led by some names, plus SPX buy. Let's just go over, I have SPX open here on the 5 minute, and as you guys can see, these are the yellow lines that you see are the gamma levels that we post in the morning, right? And from spot gamma obviously, and it's been reacting to it pretty well and holding good, but for now it's approaching 4800. Here, you don't want to rush into going long or short because 4800 will be a magnet level. It might take some time for it to consolidate here, because if I remove all my drawings here, just to get a little clearer picture, we're in a very nice breakout mode. We almost went over close to 300 handles in the last 4 days, right? A strong breakout is possible that we do retest this level right here, which is roughly 4700. But for now, the market is strong and looks like the entire year they're going to close it strong. So 4800 is not out of the question. Let's see what happens. But going long, just be careful, because in some names that I do want to point out, for example, LRCX, even though it broke out, now I do have a long position in the name, they can easily make a double top here if they want to bring the market down, right? The reason I'm saying this is because, you know, when the market rallies, people usually end up buying stocks, they end up taking long position, and boom, this happens, right? Expect this, only then you will be able to manage your size and go in accordingly, okay? Some name LRCX broke out, 715 is a must hold. Above 715, I think we go much higher, right? Right off the morning, Boogie nailed Lucid, nice pattern here. I think if we continue holding above 38, 39, $40 is not out of the question for Lucid. Above 40, we have 4250, but then 4250 will be very hard on Lucid. I'll tell you guys this right now. 4250 will be very hard. All right, so if you're in positions, you want to manage above 40 and 4250. Once it gets to 4250, it's likely going to come back and test 36 one more time. All right, now let's see how this one works out. Tesla, LB nailed this trade. Nice breakout pattern here. 1070 was our level ever since the start. It's right around there. It's been here for the last, since when, 25th October, even after 2 months. 1070 is right there. It's a magnet level that formed. And now I think if it can continue holding above 1090, given the call for, this stock can obviously run more towards 1165. That's another 50 to 60 point run. Tomorrow, if it holds above 1090, if it holds 1100, I might also take some weekly 1150s that I believe will be in play. Again, 1150, it looks like it will touch this week. And as long as the market holds with the momentum this stock has, I think 1165, 1150 is not out of the question for Tesla, right? But obviously premiums are super jacked on this run, so be careful what you're getting into. They can easily fill this here and bring it back to 900 one more time. All right, just know the downside levels so you can manage properly. AMD, again, approaching the resistance. I just made this, it's a possibility that we might test 157 and then come back towards 150 again. This area is magnetic on AMD, and I do believe we will retest it one more time. However, if the semiconductor space stays strong, then obviously all-time highs is not out of the question if we take over 163, 164. Apple, another strong move. On the chart, we went over this in the morning. I'll go over it one more time. It's been making higher lows since the last few months and higher highs, and we're just near all-time highs right now. And I think if we hold above 180 and we take the all-time highs, this stock is likely going to be pulled towards the $200 level, which also is not out of the question. So 200 level looks very attractive. I'm not saying this week, it might take some time, maybe 2-3 weeks, but 200 level looks like it's coming. MACD is also resetting right near the top, which is very bullish, right? When a MACD crosses here, midway in the top, that's nothing but strength, and that the momentum is going to pick up and it's going to continue going higher. All right, and if Apple leads, I think that's good for the market. The market holds up. Google, another great stock today. Recovered all the gains, but now here it's at a magnetic level. Resistance at the 2990, and if we can hold through 3000 on Google this by the end of the year, I think that they're going to want to close some of these names very strong. So 3000 level on Google is likely. And to play this name, you know, if you cannot afford calls alone, if you don't have a big count, the best way to play them is vertical spreads. You can probably buy 2980, 3000, or 2970, 2990 vertical spread instead of paying so much for the call premium, right? Because if you look at this stock, right, for the last 4 days, it's made a huge run from 2800 to 2950. So call premium has only gone up, and that's it. All right, more than what they usually would be. And if the stock stalls here, let's say for example 1-2 days, it just stalls here like this, it builds a flag pattern, then you will lose a lot of premium on your calls. All right, time decay. So be careful how you're gonna play these names, right? If you get continuation, you'll make money, but if the stock does not do nothing, it stalls, goes sideways, you will lose a lot of money on your calls. So be careful. All right, don't get stuck on this chop. It might chop here and then it goes. So vertical call spreads I recommend on Google. Facebook, absolute monster move, right? Broke out of this wedge, and I think as long as a 334 was a number on Facebook, 335, we went above it, and then 344, and then it went all the way towards 347.87 today. We are approaching the resistance zone, but I do believe that our target number 1 will be achieved sometime this week. Maybe tomorrow it has a big day and goes towards 354, 360. And if Facebook happens to hold above 355, holds above 355, I believe all-time highs will be coming faster than you think on Facebook. On 355 is a number on Facebook, and then we obviously have 384. But above 355 hold, I think we might get all-time highs on Facebook fast. Microsoft, one of the best charts, broke above this descending trend line. As long as it's near resistance point, same thing as Google, right? Some of these names are acting the same. And on Microsoft, maybe if you believe in upside, you can play calls alone, but again, premium will be a lot since it ran from 318 to 342. So watch what you're paying here. Even vertical call spreads can work. But this number right here, it is near resistance, just don't forget. All right, we are at some strong resistance. So tomorrow, if we do have a dip and then it builds a flag pattern, that's when I would like to play Microsoft to the long side. But trying to catch this run, if it keeps running, I simply miss the trade, as simple as that. I don't want to chase. Unless it builds a bull flag here, then it's a different story. Then I might play it, right? Bull flag, what do I mean by that? For example, Pfizer right here on the daily, as you can see, is building a nice little bull flag, and as long as we hold above this level now, right, as long as we hold above this $60 level right here, if we take out this 60, we likely have all-time highs coming, and then much more. Simple to something like this, a nice little squeeze towards 65. January calls, 65 calls have a lot of open interest, so that might even pull the stock towards 65. So 65 looks like a level that they want to hit on Pfizer in Jan. And if we go on the monthly chart, it's strong, and they might want to just continue with this run for another 1-2 months. The best example, if I go on the forward monthly, when the monthly chart runs, there's nothing that stops it, they continue. So on Pfizer, same thing can happen. It can even go to 70 bucks next month, I don't know. But given the recent strength and the bull flag breakout is the name that you want to keep an eye on. Twitter, another name on the monthly, posted this chart. A nice little cup and handle is holding support. I think this is a great name if you want to go long on it and if you believe in the company, right? If it continues holding above this level and we can go above 50, we might have a move towards 56, 57, right? And if you go, let's say 18 months out on calls, you can probably make 70% double your money. And if the stock does not do anything, guess what? Your calls hold value, right? I mean, you don't lose nothing, you don't make nothing, but at least your calls hold value. And for them to lose value, Twitter has to dip a lot, right? Snapchat on a monthly is trying to make a indecisive candle, but on the weekly, hold on, let me daily, yep. So we're here in the support zone, right? When a stock sometimes falls here, sometimes this trades sideways for a long time, right? I do like this name, unless there's some catalyst, something I know, I'll play to the upside, but I just don't want to get caught here. If we can hold above 53 and take over the 50 DMA at least, above the 50 MA, then I can probably play this towards 56 plus and so on. We do have a big gap fill, and Snap, I do like it long term. I think this can easily get back to 70 or 80 in 2022. So this is one name that you do want to keep an eye on, all right, because this can definitely make a move up. But again, it is in the chop zone. Previous breakout is support, and let's see where it goes, because this stock sometimes goes sideways for a long time. That's the only thing, all right? So be careful playing Snap if you're in it. Rivian, some news came out or what? I'll be mentioned. But anyways, I personally still won't play this name, not for another 1 year at least, for a few months to go along, unless we get some news, right? On the IPO day, I did mention that this stock will probably see 40-50, and I still believe it's gonna see 40-50 sometime soon. Based on the recent trends, on the IPOs, I do believe this will see 40-50. The best example, Hood, right? A lot of people got caught trying to catch this at 30, at 40, at 50. But what has it done? They sold it from 85 and brought it to 1844. Rivian right now is at this level right now. If you look at Rivian, it's basically giving you this spike. So don't get caught in that spike. thinking is going to go up, they can easily flush that from here. I'm not saying they're going to, but it's a pattern that I personally see that might be in the making on Rivian. They might go like this and then boom, just keep selling it, and then all these people are going to buy it, they will get frustrated. Right? The market needs to know their numbers, they need to know their earnings in order for this to go up. All right. What other ticker do we have? Anything else, guys? Nvidia, another great one from Friday we had. Finally broke out today and it made a move. It's at resistance. I think if it can continue holding above 310 now, 310 will be the number on Nvidia. 310 plus hold, we see higher on Nvidia. All right. And tech Qs, if I go over, again all-time highs, and I think NQ if I go on the weekly. On Qs, a nice little bull flag type of breakout, and if Qs break, I think this has a lot more room to go to the upside. All right, we can definitely see all-time highs 410 and 420. Lastly, Amazon. In this strong market, I mean, I don't know what to say, but like, you know, there's one stock is not moving, maybe because they did not release their holiday numbers. I know a lot of you guys like playing it, right? I'm being very patient with it, so let's see what happens. On the weekly, it still looks fine if we look at it, and if I go on the daily, we did get that pop in the morning, right? The January calls were up nice, but they rejected it right off at the 50 MA on the daily. It touched the 50 and they rejected it right away. It's this line right here. If you cannot see, I'll just thickness so you can see maybe. Hold on. Here, this line right here, right? So if we can hold above 34.50, if we can get above this zone right here, if we can get above this zone 34.50 with the market strength, they will take this stock up, and this will probably go to 100, 200 point 1-2 days, right? And that's the right that we want to catch. All right, but today they sold it off. It's right back into this zone. What happens next? Let's see tomorrow if the market holds, maybe it reverses. If the market is weak, this will probably dump the biggest, right? I mean, it's not doing anything. All right, so avoid Amazon until it reaches certain levels. I know a lot of people love Amazon. You guys love playing it. I love playing it. But when it's in a chop, it's stuck. Why give your money away? Just wait, let it come to you. When the trade comes to you, there will be alerts sent out. And for pre-market, guys, I'll see you. And Vlad, let me show you something on Hood. And you know, I just saw your comment. And Rivian, right? So look at Rivian right here. And hold on. Okay, so we have Hood right here on the daily, right? And then Rivian's right here. Okay, the same, something like this will happen on this stock. All right, so expect it. They usually spike the IPOs, they sell it, they trap the buyers. All these retail traders are going to Rivian, and then they're just going to keep on dumping Rivian on top of them. Rivian needs news, trust me on this, it needs numbers. Without that, the stock's not going to go to 180 unless some very good news come out. Right, we've seen this happen with IPOs over and over again. Coin, if I was to compare the IPO, and if I just zoom out a little bit, right? Bitcoin, look, they did the same thing on Coin here, right? On IPO, nice open. They actually sold on IPO. They gave a little spike in May, and then they sold it off for many, many months to come. Right now, Coin has earnings, as you guys can see here, right? It has earnings coming in, and then more catalyst numbers are building up, and we have more clarity on the direction in the future. All right, so Rivian is not a stock that you want to go long on unless you know. So that's all I'm going to say on this, and thank you guys. We'll see you guys for pre-market, and I'll probably announce a session soon, sometime for this week. We'll talk about something new, and for New Year's, in the first week, I'll do a very detailed session on my top picks that I think have a potential to run in 2022. Some that might be discounted. Amazon is definitely number one because it needs to run. See you guys.